Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mahsa, and today we are going to be doing a fun little Halloween themed video. So most of you are probably here from my video about setting up my small wax melt business. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it. I don't know which side it goes on, but I will link it so you guys can check it out. But today we are going to be making some Halloween wax melts. I'm making just 1 cent and they're already up on my website if you guys wanted to check it out. I will link it down below. But I thought I would show you guys how I make my wax melts in case anyone was wondering. So let's do this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is weigh out our wax into the little metal jug, which is then going to go in the pot of boiling water that we've got to melt. Now, a couple of things here. It's really important that you use wax melt wax or pillar wax because that is harder than candle container wax, which means that it keeps its shape, which means that you can take it out of the molds easier. Now, the second thing that's super important is you have to weigh your wax. You can't just eyeball it, you have to weigh the wax. It's super important. The reason why it's super important to weigh your wax is because it then tells you how much of everything else you need to add. So for example, I add 0.4% of my wax weight, and that's how I measure how much dye I need to add. I'm adding 0.4% because it's black and I want it to be like a super black, whereas usually I would probably do 0.1 or 0.2%, and this is then going to tell you how much fragrance oil you need to actually add to your wax as well. So we're just going to pop a little thermometer in that so we can keep an eye on the temperature, and that's going to go in its little bain-marie to melt down. It's not a lot of wax, so it's going to be super quick. While the wax is melting, I'm going to get my mold ready. So I've got these adorable like ghouly ghost, I don't really know what to call it, like a skull mold, and to that I'm adding a little bit of gold bio glitter, and I'm just sprinkling that on the top so it looks quite cool when it comes out. So I'm just sprinkling that in at one end of the molds, and then I have got my fragrance oil weighed out as well. I'm using somewhere between 8 and 9% fragrance oil because this fragrance is super strong. I'm using the Halloween scent from Fragrance Liaison, and it's super strong, so I usually do 10%, but I've brought it down to about 8%, 8.5%. So I've got that weighed out in my little shot glass, and we just wait for the wax to finish melting. So the wax has finished melting, it is super melted. I'm using a plastic spatula just to stir it around to make sure that the colour has mixed really well with the wax. Then we are going to add some mica powder. Now the mica powder is the shimmery stuff which makes everything look beautiful. I'm using gold and I'm using red. I'm not going to weigh it out because I'm using such a little amount of wax that it seems ridiculous to weigh out such a tiny amount of mica powder. So I'm sort of eyeballing this one, even though I said not to do it. Do as I say and not as I do. So we are going to eyeball this. So then we are going to add our fragrance oil and we're going to mix that around. I don't like to mix it too much because you just create an extra air bubbles that the wax doesn't need. So mix it for maybe about a minute until your fragrance oil is really well combined with your wax, and then we can pour it in. As you can see, I am pouring this in super gently, and I'm also pouring it at the end where I haven't got the glitter. If you pour it directly on top of the glitter, it causes the glitter to spread around, so you've got like where your glitter is, and then you'll get a weird hole in the middle where the wax has gone in and it's pushed the glitter to the sides. Honestly, trust me on this one, it just happens and I don't really know why. So I'm pouring it in super gently, and I'm making sure not to overfill my molds like I do all of the time. So we're just filling up the molds, and then we are going to leave these molds overnight for them to set. You just need to let it set couple of hours until it's super hard. I just like to let them set really well overnight, and then I know that they're definitely set and me taking them out of the mold isn't going to cause any sort of mess. And as you can see, I actually calculated wrong, so the 80 grams that I thought would be enough for the full mold was not quite enough for the full mold, so I've got one space left over. that poor sad little skull mold is just going to remain empty because I'm not going to be weighing out like 10 grams of wax to make another one. That would be ridiculous. So these are some that I made yesterday, so we're going to be demolding those ones instead. As you can see, I managed to calculate it correctly yesterday, except I had some wax left over. So we've learned that 100 grams of wax is too much wax for this mold, but 80 is not enough. So I'm guessing next time I do this, I'll aim for 90. And if that ends up not being correct, then I'll probably just give up entirely. So we have our little skulls. We're just going to take them out of the mold. Be super gentle when you do this. Loosen the sides, all sides, and then just jiggle it out. The eyes are a little bit of a pain to take to demold for this one. It becomes like a little suctiony thing, so just shake it about until it comes out. And as you can see, they are absolutely adorable. They're not quite skulls and they're not ghosts or ghouls. They sort of look a bit like, is it Death Eaters from Harry Potter? You know, the little creepy things. I don't know what they're called, but they kind of look a bit like that, but much cuter because they're covered in gold glitter. And these are in the scent Halloween from Fragrance Liaison, and they smell amazing. It's sort of like a fruity, floral, like nice cozy scent, and they are available on my website right now. So that is how I make my little Halloween wax melts. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it or if you found it helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, then please do so, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys thought of these. Do you like wax melts, or are you more of a candle person? Or honestly, could you not care less about either? I'm happy to know whichever kind of person you are down below in the comments. And if you would like to purchase anything from my website, such as these wax melts or any other wax melts that I've currently got going on, then there's a link to the website in the description below, and there's a little cheeky discount code for you guys to treat yourselves. So thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!